Hey everybody, welcome back to Bones and Brews. So today we're gonna make a great appetizer treat with some leftovers I've got around the house. Plus I've already was making some smoked queso, so I have this idea of making a chorizo chili, like a quick chorizo chili. Then I'm gonna pour over some homemade potato chips. But in between those two layers, I've got some smoked queso going here on the Weber 22 as well. So this is gonna be just lots of yummy goodness. So let's get started. The queso is already going on the smoker, so we're not have to worry about that. I'm sure everybody out there has seen smoked queso and recipes all over the place. You know how to do it. If not, check out the episode we have here on Bones and Brews. But on my side burner of my grill here, I've got my cast iron going nice and hot. We're gonna make the quick chorizo chili. We're gonna kind of get it started, throw it in a pan, throw it on the smoker, let it stay warm, while we then come back and make our homemade potato chips. So let's get started, all right? First of all, I got some diced red bell pepper that I actually kind of charred it real quick on the grill first before I diced it up. We'll throw that in the pan. Next, we got some red onion that was also diced up. Last but not least, a little bit of diced up fresh jalapeno. All right. Take those three, let them get nice and translucent, but it won't take very long here in this really hot pan. All right, so we've let all those veggies sweat down there in the pan. Now I've just got a little bit of chorizo. I really just got that inexpensive chorizo in a tube. You don't have to go fancy here, not trying to get any fresh chorizo from my local market, although you can definitely do that as well. We'll go ahead and throw that in. And I've got a couple of spices we're going with, just a little bit of dark chili powder, a little bit of smoked paprika, and a little bit of ground cumin. All right, so we're going to get that mixed up nice and let that chorizo cook in the pan here a little bit. All right, so we've let that chorizo cook down for a couple minutes here. So it's nice and hot. Got some of those grease in there as well. We don't want to drain that out. Definitely leave it in there. I'm going to grab this hot pan and pull it off the grill here, and then we will put the mixture in the pan and throw it on the smoker. Let it stay nice and warm while the queso is going as well, and then we get our potato chips going. All right, so we'll get this ready to go here. And toss it on the old Weber Smoky Mountain. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and stir up the queso as well. All right, now it's time to get ready to make our homemade potato chips. All right, so now it's time to make our homemade potato chips. So since we're doing this outside, I'm not using kind of my indoor plug-in deep fryer or anything. I've actually got my cast iron Dutch oven going here on the side. Got it about half full with the oil for myself. It's nice and hot, between 350, 375 degrees right now. What I did was took a bunch of potatoes and just used the accordion and just sliced them nice and thin. Got them here in the bowl, and we're gonna start plopping them in and let them get nice and crispy. And then from that, we'll go ahead and throw them in a plate here and let them sit on top of some paper towels. Get some of that oil off them on the back end, and then we'll be ready to plate up our dish. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we're gonna let that go for a couple of minutes. We'll pull them out and then start the next batch and keep going until all of our potato chips are ready to rock and roll. All right, our first batch of the potato chips have come off. I've let them cool for a minute or so here, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with a little bit of sea salt. All right, I'm gonna toss them just a little bit in that sea salt. I got myself a little bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and fill that bowl with those potato chips. See, they're definitely nice and golden brown, still nice and warm. All right, grab myself my spoons here. I'm actually just gonna come over to the smoker, open it up. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put a little queso on these bad boys. All right, and then I'm gonna top it off with some of that little quick chorizo chili that we made. Perfect. All right, my friends. And then we're just gonna finish this off with a little bit of sour cream. And I'm gonna top it off with some freshly sliced jalapenos. And that, my friends, is our chorizo chili over top of this homemade potato chips with that middle layer of that queso dip that we made on the smoker. All right, so before we taste test them here, let's make sure we get ourselves our beer ready too. From Four Hands Brewing here in St. Louis, this is called Statewide Hazy Pale Ale. And this one is one they're doing in partnership with the Veterans Community Project, so that some of the proceeds go back to help that project as well. So it's a great thing that Four Hands is doing here in St. Louis. All right, so let's give it a taste. And it is definitely a nice hot day here in St. Louis, so trust me, this is going to taste really good. Oh yeah, if you can get your hands on that, my friends, here in St. Louis, definitely check it out. Grab yourself a 4-pack from Four Hands there, all right? All right, let's give this a taste test. Got a little bit of cheese on there. I want to make sure I get some sour cream. Make sure I get myself a jalapeno as well. I'll tell you what, making those homemade potato chips really sets it over the top, because if I'd have just bought some store-bought potato chips, some kettle chips, and threw them in here, it wouldn't serve this justice. These are nice and warm, right out of the oil, topping it with that quick chili chorizo, that queso underneath, which also has a little bit of chorizo in it too. This is tremendous. Probably not for the faint of heart. Probably not good for my diet, but this is really awesome. Your friends will love it if you're entertaining and it just wants some things to do quick around the house, outside, and kind of your outdoor kitchen. Throwing this all together, this is great. So, like every episode, like us, share us, subscribe to the channel. Remember, you can find all the information about this in the description of this episode. We'll see you again on Bones and Brews.